All right.
Yeah, pay my guy.
Now, Kendrick and Kevin Durant are incredibly tight, and that's why I take this almost as gospel. And I watched this, and he gave a lot of comments on this. It said, for the first time I heard a specific quote from that exchange. It wasn't just that Draymond called Kevin Durant the B word. According to Kendrick, he said to him, "You know you're a B word," which is even extra cutting if it's from one friend supposedly to another, the guy who initially recruited you there to another. So I understand why that this might have been looked at as the final straw. But the fact that this happened on November 13th of this season, the fact that 2 weeks into the season where you are going for a three-peat, where Kevin Durant is ostensibly going for his third straight finals MVP, 2 weeks into that season, you could be in a position where there is a final straw situation, shows you he was always leaving. This was always temporary. As soon as he got there, he started to regret choosing to go there. In fact, before he even got there, we know that from what he said he told Rich Kleiman, which is the day after he made the decision, July 5th, 2016, "Why did you let me bleep up my life?" Like, Kevin Durant had a wandering eye and had regrets, rightfully or wrongfully, about choosing Golden State the moment he did it. So to all of a sudden place this at the feet of Draymond Green, Kevin Durant was looking for a reason to leave. Draymond might have given him the last reason, but Howard Beck, who I have tremendous respect for, reported that before this ever happened, KD and Kyrie were already talking about playing together.
I mean, there are rumors that almost as early as a year before that, the two of them were meeting up. We saw video of them in the hallway. Yes. A year before this altercation, the two of them talked about playing together. So I think it all sort of factors in.
Yeah, people try to say that we're going to treat people the same, but in pro sports, it becomes impossible. I remember when we went out and acquired Warren Moon, and we were in desperate need of a quarterback, and Warren Moon accomplished coming from Houston. When we signed him, Denny Green met with the leaders of the team, and we had a team council and everything. He said, I'm going to change some of the rules. On the road, typically everyone has a roommate, but that's not going to happen to Warren Moon. Warren Moon's an experienced quarterback in this league. I think Warren was 38, 39 at the time. He's not going to have a roommate. At training camp, he's not going to have a roommate. So I just want you guys to know, because I want to be semi-consistent with the things that I do. And I learned an awful lot from Denny Green. And years after that, you know who started getting that type of treatment? Cris Carter. You know who had the best parking space? Cris Carter. You know who had 2 to 4 sideline passes to every game? Cris Carter. You know whose family had the best seats? Cris Carter. And you know who has that in Golden State? Steph Curry. And the truth of the matter is, that wasn't the issue. That just happened to be the straw that broke the camel's back. But Kevin Durant, since the first championship, staring down LeBron James, that big shot, you and I seen, Nick, the ownership, the locker room, the coaching staff, everyone thought Steph Curry was always special. Kevin Durant could never rise to the level. They saw things that Steph would do things in film study, on and off the court, and they've been like, they don't say anything to Steph. And that bothered KD. So KD, even from the beginning, might have been questioning, should I come there? But once he got there and he started seeing the treatment of Steph Curry, and it was not the same as the treatment that he was getting, and then I just believe that his relationship, or lack of a strong relationship with Steve Kerr, because Steve Kerr didn't help the position. So it was a number of things. The treatment of Steph Curry was not parallel to the treatment that he was getting, and that he didn't see eye to eye with Steve Kerr and how they wanted to play basketball. So there were a number of things. I appreciate Kendrick. I told Nick, when they said this, he would never recover from it. I have never seen an athlete in exchanges like this. Oh, we might move on, but I will never forget what you said. And athletes take those words to heart.
And people get upset when I say this, but this is not speculation. I know this to be true. Durant has always measured himself up against LeBron. He's been chasing LeBron. He, for a number of years, has thought he's better than LeBron. And people looked at LeBron's move to Miami, not that dissimilar from KD's move to Golden State.
And I believe that to be a good thing.
Right. It's not a bad thing at all. But here's why I bring it up. After 1 year in Miami, After LeBron failed in the finals, after they lost, D-Wade went to LeBron and said, hey, man, it has to be your team. You have to be the guy. After 1 year in Golden State, when KD succeeded in the finals, won finals MVP, at no point did someone say to him, hey, KD, Steph didn't come to him and say, it has to be your team. We all have to follow you. And so there's an element of, you got to be kidding me. I did what he couldn't do, and he got the privileges that I will never get here. Those things matter to a guy who is as online as KD is, as in his head as KD is.
I was going to say, but Kevin Durant didn't fail. He went there and accomplished everything he wanted to accomplish there.
And did not get that's my exact point.
But maybe there was no reason for Steph. What he was looking for, there was never going to be that opportunity for Steph to say, it didn't work with me being the leader. You need to be the leader. I don't know what else he could have gotten there that he wasn't getting.
Well, that's why I don't
I'm going to tell you something, man, that's beyond money. And you and I, Jenna, talk about it. It's about respect. All right? And that ultimately, it might not be how much money you have, but let me tell you what Shannon Sharp and I talk about. I know Skip Bayless and Colin. I know they came here, established this network. But Shannon and I are going to get some damn respect. We're going to work hard for it. But ultimately, that's what the dollars will have to say, too. But the organization, the FS1, they have to appreciate what we're doing. If we didn't think so, we would go somewhere else. That's what KD's doing. They did not appreciate what he did, even though Clay got it established, Iggy got it established, Steph got it established. They would never honor Kevin Durant for being the marksman, the superstar, the most efficient scorer that we've ever seen. So ultimately, out of respect, that's why Kevin Durant's leaving. A lot of times it's not about money. It's not about championships. Do you respect what I do?
But here's the only place I'll push back on that. I don't think Golden State could have done anything more. This is why it was always a one-in-sports lifetime event of Durant going to that team that had that level of success with that good of a star player. Because you can achieve at that level. But that fan base never going to love you like Steph. The media is always going to question how important you actually are. The things that Kevin Durant needed were not going to be available to him from the Warriors. The things that Kevin Durant needed was a sense of validation from all of us that fairly or unfairly he did not get, and a sense, according to Marcus Thompson, of deep, undying friendship with Steph Curry. And Steph is just in a different place in his life. And this is any parent, anyone that's a young parent understands, once you are full-on, full-time dad or mom and professional, you ain't got a lot of time for friends. My wife gives me a hard time. She's like, you're not a great friend. You don't have a ton of friends. Man, I ain't got time for a bunch of friends.
Yeah, I can go to a game with you guys. I can go to dinner every once in a while, but I can't be going to the club with you and your wife.
Right.
You know, I can't be hanging out late like that.
And so there's just and so what he wanted was there were so many buckets he could fill up so many troughs he could fill up his bucket from. But the one he wanted wasn't available to him. Mm-hmm. So all the championships, all the money, that wasn't filling what he needed. So this idea that if Draymond hadn't called him a B, he'd still be there, nah, man. Like, Chris...
All right, well, you know what? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see if his friendship with Kyrie in Brooklyn is enough to fill up that final bucket for him. And maybe it won't be. Maybe he's going to be one of those guys who are just always looking for something that never fully grasps it. So we'll see.
I don't know anyone that leaves sports full. And I'm talking about the greatest of them all. All right? That's what life is about. It's a journey about people trying to get fulfillment, but thinking they're going to be full after they leave sports. No, that's not the case.
All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.